This video is going to be on the Vandoren 1.5 strength clarinet reed in, I guess it's called the purple box or the blue box. Before I start off, let me give you some info. Haven't played the clarinet in forever, and I just started recently. They gave me RICO 2.0 reeds when they rebuilt the clarinet. Took them home, and I'm okay with them, not bad. You know, I'm really surprised because I played for years when I was a kid, and I hated it, and I just picked it up, and within a couple weeks, I'm playing most of the low register, and I'm not that bad. I live in a place where I can't play really loud because I have neighbors, so I played on the Ricos for a while, and then I started doing some research on reviews, and I decided maybe I want to go to a Vandoren. Maybe I want to go to a, what did I get, a 2.5? No, I went with a 3. So I played on 2s and I went with a 3. And I did a video review with the 3s. I was able to do the high range notes. Okay, not great. But I was just struggling to be able to blow air into the thing. So the 3.0s were okay, but I just couldn't play them. So what I'm going to do now, I bought the 1.5, so when you look on the internet, when you look on the reed charts, it shows that the Vandoren 1.5s are equivalent to 2.0s. So my feeling is I really wanted to do a 1.5, but if this is equivalent to a 2.0, that's okay, and if it does get down to a 1.5, then maybe I'll be able to play better. The reason I'm saying play better, you know, we've got this whole thing in this world where you've got to have really heavy strings on your guitar or your bass or you're not a man. Kind of funny story, let me add in here to make the video longer. I went to the guitar store and I asked him to put on some 11s, and he says, what are you, a girly man? Why aren't you putting on 13s? So he's calling me a girly man because I didn't use heavy strings. And then I went there about a year later and I was asking him about the strings. I asked him what he uses. He says he uses 9s or 10s because he's so old now that he doesn't have strength in his hands. And I was going to say, what are you, a girly man? So it's the same with these, with the clarinet and the sax. People want you to use the really big, the 3 and the 4 reeds because you're supposed to be really cool or a good player, which is bogus. So as far as that, I don't believe any of that, and most people with a brain don't either. So this is the Vandoren 1.5. I have here's the RICO 2.0, and I believe on this right now I've got the Vandoren 3. So I'm going to play all 3 of them. I'm going to play the new one last just so I can see what's going on. There we go. We've got the Vandoren, I think it says 3. I can't really see with all the bad lighting. But I'm going to put this on right now and you can hear me struggle. Now, some people might be saying, don't you want to build up your embouchure, or however you pronounce that? Now, I could care less. Don't you want to be a great player? No, it's like with my guitar and a little bit of the keyboard that I'm trying to mess with. I just play because I want to play, and I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. I like playing. The dog enjoys hearing the music. I enjoy learning and practicing. I'm not going to be in a band. I'm never going to be playing concert hall. I'm just doing this because I want to do it. And I don't really care how great I play. I just play because I enjoy it. So I don't set these ridiculous standards for myself that I have to do something great. I do it because I want to do it, and I have fun. So the reason I want to go with a lower, less stressful reed is because I live with neighbors very close to me, and I cannot play this thing loud. So if I need, here comes the dog. I don't know if you're going to be able to see her in the video camera. There she is. Hey, sweetheart. She's just all involved in my videos. So I can't play a 3.0 because I can't blow loud enough into this thing and play it quietly enough so that I'm able to do that without upsetting people around me. So here is the there she is again. See ya. Bye. Here's the Vandoren. Bye. Go ahead. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Good girl. Okay, so here's the Vandoren 3.0, and what time is it? Yeah, the neighbors won't mind. Okay, I'll just do some low notes. Whoa. I'm already struggling. Like I said, I've only been doing this for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and it's all new to me again. Ooh, there's a lot of air popping in there. A lot of air. Let's try a little tighter grip. Much better. Still a lot of air. Now let me try to do a couple of high notes if I can do it. Dog's leaving the room with a bone. Good. Some high notes if I can get them out. Okay, that's way too loud. Like I said, I need to be able to control this if I am going to play where I'm at right now. Definitely won't be able to do the high notes. So that's the Vandoren. Am I putting that in the right way? I don't know. That was the Vandoren 3. Now we've got the RICO, which I already lubricated off camera. So put this in here, and it's okay. You know, I'm able to do a lot better than the 3.0. There's no doubt about this. But I was doing a lot of reading about RICO and Vandoren, so I thought, you know, go spend the money and see. So let's see what happens here. Low notes. Well, why did it squeak right off the bat? Is this positioned right? No, it's not even positioned right. Okay, so if you like my videos, you know everybody says this. Do the thumbs up, subscribe, like. Hey, all us video people on the tube. That's how we survive as creators. So if you have anything you want me to review, if I can get a hold of it, I will. If you want to donate to my channel, ask for my PayPal info. Let's try to do this without a squeak now. Oh, much better. Just listen, I'm not even struggling and barely blowing in the air, but it just sounds nice. Let's try the double lip. Whoa, squeaked over there. Okay, let's try some high notes. I don't want to play really loud, definitely, as I said before, and I'm just trying to get out some low note, some high notes right now, and not that easy. My technique is not that great, also. So you can hear just on the low register, I'm able to play without struggling, and I couldn't do that with the Vandoren 3s. Let's try some high notes. Let me do the double lip. Still, I have to struggle a lot, and I don't, as I said, want to do that. I can do that other places to get out the notes, but I really don't want to do that where I am right now and upset people who live next to me. I'm not going to wet it too much. And everybody, it just doesn't really matter whether it's guitar strings or clarinet reeds or foods or certain brands of something. Everybody, we're all very opinionated, and half the time we just don't know what we're talking about. So a lot of people say they don't like a brand because it gets mold, or they don't like it because it's not consistent, or it's not cut right. I wouldn't know if this reed was cut right. I would know if it was split, but I wouldn't know. It doesn't look that great. Yeah, I wouldn't know. So maybe a professional would know more than me, and they'd get a better sound out of it with the right reed. But me, this is the 1.5, the 1.5 Vandoren, and I'm hoping that it takes less pressure to blow into. But like I said, they're talking on the charts that the Vandoren 1.5 is equivalent to the RICO 2. So it might not take much more pressure or more force, and it might, or it might take less, which would be good for me, because then I could hopefully play some higher notes without blowing really loud and making a lot of noise. Oh, wow. I barely even tried, and that note just popped out, so I'm pretty excited already. Let's see what happens here. I'm already happy. I notice a huge difference. I can't say if it's the Vandoren compared to the RICO. I can't say if it's the 1.5, which is really equivalent to the 2, compared to the 2. I don't know. So let's do a little bit more on the low. I love it. I am smiling now because I've been having a hard time getting back into the clarinet, and this is making it a lot easier. So now here's the big test. What am I going to be able to do with the high register here? Let's just go with a couple notes in a transition. You know, I don't do reviews that are not honest. I only do reviews that are honest. Is that better English? I did a review on the, sorry about the camera reflection. I did a review on the Vandorens a couple weeks ago, the 3.0, and I was really thrilled with it. And then I'll be 100% honest, I returned them because I just was struggling too much. I couldn't play them. And I thought, why am I spending all this money on reeds that I might not be able to use for years? And I thought, let me take a chance with this thing and we'll see what's going to happen. And I got the 1.5s because I'm not like those other people who think, oh no, everybody says when you're starting out as a student, you got to start out with a 2 or a 2.5. No, we just went for a walk. We're not going again. No more, no more, no more. She's a rescue dog, very stubborn, doesn't want to do what I say. Whoa, I am thrilled. Like I said, I have struggled with this, with the RICO 2s. Not that it's hard, but it is not easy. It's not that easy to get a good play. And again, people are going to say, build up your embouchure, whatever that word is, and you'll be a better player. You know, it doesn't matter. As long as you get a sound out of it, and it's a nice sound and it makes you happy, it's a good sound. It doesn't matter if other people don't like it. As long as you're able to play music and you're able to enjoy it, that is all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're doing a 4.0 or a 3.0 or a 2.5 or a 2. Let's try double lip. Okay, what I'm noticing right now is it's easier on my lungs. I'm able to get out more notes because I'm not blowing as hard, and I'm able to get out a nice clean sound. And let's do a couple more high notes. The neighbors are not home yet. So I would not do the high notes definitely at night. I wouldn't even consider that over here because people are going to hear it. In the daytime, not that big of a deal. The nice thing for me with the Vandorens, the 1.5s, is that I don't have to blow as hard, so it's easier on el lungos, easier on the lungs. It is easier on my mouth and on my lips and on my jaw. And I'm able to do some high notes without blowing so hard to be able to get out the sound and making a lot of loud sounds that I don't really want to do around here. But right now I'm just trying to learn the low notes again. Okay, you know, I am thrilled. I am so happy. Like I told you, they gave me a whole bunch of 2.0 RICOs when I got the clarinet rebuilt, and those are in the case right now. The Vandoren 3.0s that I bought, I returned. I've got the Vandoren 1.5s. Is that focusing? I got the Vandoren 1.5s, and I'm happy. So I'm going to tell people right now, if you have people, if your teacher is telling you you need the 2.5 or the 2, your teacher is wrong. If you can't play with a 2 or a 2.5, get the Vandoren 1.5s and see if you can get a good sound out of it. And if you can, good for you. And if you can only stay with the 1.5s, then stay with the 1.5s. If you can move up to the 2s, people say you get a better sound, a smoother sound. Most of us, again, are not going to be playing in concerts. We're not going to be playing to be famous. We're playing to enjoy. And if you're able to get a nice sound out with the 1.5 Vandorens, then that's what you need to buy. Hopefully my video helped everybody out there. Yeah, if you want me to do a review on anything, let me know. Like I said, if I can get a hold of the item, I will do a review. And I do hope this helps some people. I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, no, you've got to build up your mouth and your jaw and your embouchure, and you got to use those heavy-duty reeds. That is not true at all.